Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and I'm out on another walk. I'm in West Sussex, very close to Henfield, and I'm following a walk that's published in this, 20 Sussex Walks. It's a nice little book, relatively cheap, and it lists a whole load of walks all around Sussex. I've picked out a particularly simple and easy walk, and it was published in 2007, so it's only about 11 years old, nearly 12 years old in actual fact, and this is part 2 of the walk. I've left Henfield, which is back in that direction. I've come down into the valley, close to the river Adur, well, relatively close, and then into Broadmere, and I'm following the path. Now, in today's video, this part, the part 2, should take me round onto the Downs Link Railway, the railway service that went from Shoreham up to Henfield and then to Christ's Hospital and eventually up to London, which was taken out of service in the 60s, part of the beaching cuts. So that's what this walk is aiming to do, and we'll see what we find on the route. Now, according to this, I've left a field of pylons, and if you were watching the last episode, that's where I left you, big field of pylons, taking the mains current north and south, and now I'm walking eastwards along this path here until I come to a stream, and then I'm turning right. Actually, once you've got down off the hills, this part of the walk is quite flat and rural, which is very nice. Just passing an old oak tree here, which looks rather lovely as I pan up. We've got this stile to cross, as you can see, beyond a lot of water. Climbing and doing these walks as I'm doing with camera equipment, as you can imagine, especially when it's wet, not easy. Right, now there is a sign over here, just checking, buried in the hedge. I can only go this way. I'm looking for a right-hand turn by a stream. Now, there's so much water and little gullies of runway from, I guess, water coming off the promontory of Henfield that sometimes you can very easily get mistaken and think, is that a stream or is that, especially at this time of year. You can see how flat and wide this part of the section of the walk is, and down below, very sploshy. My camera gear, which is around my neck, is it's got plastic hooks that hold the bag onto the strap, and that's starts to squeak after a while. It's very irritating. Now here we go. I think this must be our right-hand turn, although I'm just going left a bit to see, because as you can see, there is no other option, and I think if I make my way over here, to the left must be a stream, and yes, here we go. Look, I'm not going to get too close because I don't want to fall down. Definitely a stream. There's a bridge there, little old lichen covered brick bridge, and it's just what it describes in the book, so well done. That bit's good. I've got to cross the bridge and then head up a track there which will eventually take me to the Downs Link. There's 2 great big shelterless trees he describes in the book, sorry, fields, not shelterless trees, shelterless fields, and you walk up there and then it should get you onto the Downs Link path. So that's my plan of action. Cross over this bridge, walk between. You're now heading towards Tarmac Drive, where you turn right and right again at the next junction. You're now heading towards Streatham Farmhouse and following the route of a Roman road that goes to Sussex and beyond in the east, and Washington and Storrington in the west. Well, finally and rather splendidly, the sun has come out and it's absolutely awesome. I've been walking in this sort of grey, misty weather, and as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve. It's very mild, it's brilliant walking weather. It has been a bit soggy underfoot, but with Truly Hill in the distance, it's a great landscape, and it's just very quiet. Of course, there's not that many people out and about, which for me personally is a bonus. I like having the places to myself. I can see just in front of me the flooding, I think, of the River Adur, which means I'm very close to the Downs link. And the Downs link is really the destination I'm aiming for, because then that weaves its way back up to Henfield, where I've parked the car. So I'll probably finish once I get onto the Downs link. The Downs link I'm going to save for another day, but I may do a little bit of it. I imagine there will be a few people out walking on that, because it's a very simple and straight path, of course, a railway. But yeah, this is fantastic. So really excited. Brilliant. Let's crack on to the end then. So that's where I've just come through, and up here we see the banks of the Adur, and there is our footpath sign, which is fantastic. It's looking very serene, I have to say, and we're heading up that way towards Henfield. So we take this quite some way, for I think probably about 2 miles now, on the rest of the journey up towards Henfield. And the original Downs Link railway would have stopped at Henfield railway station. Well, I know that that is a little to the north of the town, or it was when it was there, so I'm not actually going to go that far, and the directions of in the book tell us to turn right at some point. But in the meantime, this is a terrific and beautiful stroll with this rather gorgeous, very flat river on my left. Right, I'm here. I'm at the Downs Link railway. There's the old railway bridge, the iron railway bridge. So the path took me down to the river, and wasn't quite sure where the railway was. I was just a little disorientated. So that way goes down to Shoreham, and then this way is the direction that I want, which is going to take me to Henfield, and where my car is, and I can get back home again. The sun, as I said before, has come out, and it's just so beautiful, and it's so still. And the river, it's just like a mill pond. It's spectacular. There's some flooding in front of me over there, and every now and again, I don't know what they are, herons, different sort of birds are landing. It's terrific. I absolutely love it. And in the far distance I can see some smoke that is swirling up from perhaps a cottage or something, and occasionally you see the odd walker or cyclist. I imagine there'll be a few cyclists coming along the Downs Link. And tomorrow, or certainly Boxing Day, because I'm filming this at Christmas time, this will, you know, it's a busy place. Anyway, have a look at that bridge. It's fantastic. I will crack on now towards the end of our video, and that will be that. hard to imagine that not so long ago along this track trains ran from Shoreham, from South Coast up to London, and I think there are many communities now that were served by the beaching cuts, or before the beaching cuts were served by the railway, I should say, who are regretting that the railways disappeared. It's controversial, but I think for some of those communities, those same communities, in some ways, I think they've been saved. And the reason I say that is with railways comes commuters, and with commuters comes housing, and with housing comes expansion. And I think there are places like Henfield and others that actually have been saved by the beaching cuts, that the urban sprawl, which seems to be everywhere, has actually perhaps avoided them a bit because of the lack of connection to the South Coast, and in particular London, that commuter route. Well, this has been an absolute fantastic walk, joyous even, you could say. I've enjoyed it immensely. Quite a large amount of flooding at the moment. It's affected the land, but I guess they get a lot of that every year. Well, I have to say, I've enjoyed this walk immensely. Thank you very much to the 20 Sussex walks. Few problems of working out where I was, but in general, I think it's been great, and I'll go and investigate some of the other ones on another video. But from me here, somewhere on the Downs link heading towards Henfield, goodbye. Leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, and why not consider becoming a patron? Support what we're doing on this channel. Till the next time, bye for now.